Ni hao. So today I'm gonna show I did solder some LEDs that I tried to show that the scanner wasn't working, the lights weren't lighting up, so I figured out why. It was one of my leads wasn't plugged in all the way. So I will show you that the LEDs that I soldered are working. There was 97 that I did solder. So I'm going to check these, and you can tell they are working. They are working. They're lighting up, so they are working. So we know they are working. They're working. These are working also. So that's the reason they weren't lighting up, because one of the leads to my tester wasn't hooked up right. So I'm going to keep soldering on my practice board, and I am working on number 13, which is here, 13, and it's a tap the button, and it's only one, and it goes on S1 on the circuit board. So let's look for S1 on the circuit board. Well, here it is. You can see it's a push button. Here, it does go here. It has the button in the center, and it has the 4 pads for the button, which is 4 legs. I call them legs. So S1 is the push button, and that's why the circle's in the middle. So this is the push button. This is what's called a push button. And the reason it's called a push button is because this middle circle, if you push it, it'll come back up. So you can hear it. I am pushing it and it clicks. That's why it's called the push button. So I will move it to the side. I will grab some flux, and I will put some on the pad. And these are called pads. I just found that out. They're called pads. And also the other component I soldered, my gun wasn't too hot. So one of my comments did tell me to work with the temperature. Try to change the temperature 10 increments. So I will turn it on. And I'll let it heat up. So it's heating up. So I will put it at 222. I had it at 212. So I will put it 10 degrees higher. So it's at 222. And the reason they said to kind of mess around with the heat to find something that I'm comfortable with, that I can work with, and that'll melt the solder a little more. So before, that's where it goes. You can see it has 4 legs. I call them legs. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's what I call them. And they do go on the pads. Kind of looks smaller. It does look smaller. Like it is smaller than the pads, where the pads are. But it is, like I said, it is a practice board. So I'm not too worried about it, as long as I make a good solder. So I'll put my safety glasses on before I do anything. My soldering station is heated and it's at 222 degrees. So I'm going to put some solder on my tip. Hold the button. I'll clean it first. It's a little dirty, so I will clean it. So I do have a little bit of solder on there. So I will hold the push button and try to solder one of the legs with the solder that I have already. So I think it did solder a little bit, but I will put a little more solder on it. But it is kind of short, but I'll still solder it like that. And my tip is a little dirty, so I'm going to try to clean it a little more. A little better. So just gonna put some solder on the other pads. On the 3. So I will solder it. We'll hold it there for a couple minutes, couple seconds, and solder it. And it's not, it moved, so I will put it in place. I'll melt the solder by keeping the heat gun there. And it's not, and there it is. Okay, so I did that. Now I'm going to solder the other ones. I'm going to do the next one, the top one. Keep the heat there a little long. Bring the solder to the iron. And you can see it is melting a little better. And I can't keep it on there too long or else it will burn the solder. So you gotta try to do it as quick as you can. So you gotta keep it there on the pad. And you can see that worked pretty good. So I did pretty good. My solder gun was a little bit hotter, so I think it did melt the solder a little better. I didn't struggle with it too much. It does look good. Thanks for the tip. You know who you are. I don't like to mention other channels because I'm learning all this, so I don't know if I'm allowed to. I would have to ask, see if I can mention other channels or if they would like me, or do I need permission from the other channels to mention their names or their channels. But I will have to maybe ask in the comments, see if I can do that. I don't want to do it and then they get mad at me or something. So I won't mention the channels. I did clean it. Looks pretty good. I just lost it right there, and it does look pretty good. So I did solder here. Looks good, looks good. I'm gonna have to try to get a better light because I know these are, you can't really see these. So like I said, I am learning all this and it might take me some time to figure all this out and try to improve my videos. So I will work on this also because it is kind of darker on this side. So I will try to see what light I can buy that would work. I don't know if maybe a light that hangs from the ceiling down would be better. I'll have to look into it and work on that. And just don't forget, I'm learning all this on my own just by watching YouTube videos. So this is how I'm learning, and I'm getting ideas from other channels. So eventually I will improve some of my videos. So just bear with me. Might take me some figuring out, but I will get there eventually. And we can make better videos. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. And we'll see you on the next video.